How to find your art style in 4 different ways. Why choose one way when you can try 4 different methods? I know my audience. Indecisive as shit. That's why you're all here anyways. I know how you guys feel. You want an art style that's catered to you, something that speaks to you, something quirky. You want people to recognize you for your art style. We get it, I get it, I've been there, done that. So lucky you, I'm going to be sharing all the secrets with all of you guys. How I found my art style, the different ways. You'll find it all out in this little video right here. People don't realize how different your art can look by just twisting one aspect of how you draw. You do line art? Then don't. Bam! Now you have a cool art style. I mean, look at that. Gorgeous, fantabulous, absolutely gosh dang, jaw-dropping, absolutely fantastic, fantabulous, sorry. This is what I mean. You don't need a big brain to have a unique art style. I mean, come on guys. Do you think I have the brain cells to concoct such things? No. You just needed to change one thing about your drawing. One thing. It's all about experimentation, guys. Maybe instead of using a normal brush, use this really weird one instead. And maybe change up your strokes. Add some little nice lines for a touch of detail. Or don't do line art at all. No one even likes doing it anyways. Maybe draw eyes with stars? Wait a minute. Yeah, you guys get the gist. The easiest real-life example of this would be me. All I really did was change up my brush. I don't use any now. I use the lasso tool. Oh, lasso tool, my beloved. Honestly, guys, my life has skyrocketed exponentially ever since I met my one true love, and you guys should join our little basement of children. Whether we like it or not, our art styles will always be inspired by the things we see and like, and that means maybe other artists could have influenced a few things. Drawing inspiration from other artists you admire is a really easy way to find your art style. Find what features you really like about their art. Is it the way they place their colors? The way they draw their hair? Eyes? Maybe composition? Maybe it's the brush they use. Try and find out their general art process and maybe do a few art studies. You can also find 2 to 4 artists you really like and figure out why you like their style so much and try to compare and find similarities. Then try to implement those things into your art. I like to use Pinterest to compile things together and get my thoughts on one clear page. For me, my art is and always will be inspired by the Hanako-kun art style. Like, look at that! Amazing! What the heck? I'm always drawn to their beautiful colors and just how painterly it looks. Like, look at that! What the heck? They just know how to utilize colors in a way that draws the viewer's attention in. And I aspire to be at that level one day. Just one day. One day. I've always been the type to use vibrant colors because I just think they make me feel happy, you know? My simple brain just gets a little dopamine rush whenever I see bright, pretty colors, alright? Another artist I really enjoyed is probably Hiromino Musi. I'm sorry if I butchered that pronunciation, by the way. I don't speak Japanese. Is that Japanese? Okay, moving on. I'm sorry. I really enjoyed the way they shaded in their hair. I thought it was really beautiful, and of course, I implemented it into my art. Okay. There's also this stylistic thing I do. I like to add these little bright streaks on the hair. I don't exactly know where it came from, but it just looks really nice. And well, the lasso tool was just a happy accident that I think just tied everything together. All of these features combined with a few of my personal preferences created what I would call my art style today. Just take aspects from artists and things you like and try them out. Experiment. Just have fun. Mesh them together. Create little cool art combos. Art is supposed to be fun, so don't rush it when you can't find a proper art style. Just have fun. Sometimes all it takes is just a little pressure. By allowing yourself to draw something for just a minute, it forces you to come out with these decisions on paper instinctively. It forces you to think about the bare bones instead of overthinking the minute details. Another thing you could do instead is doodling. We tend to come up with our best work when we forget about drawing and allow ourselves to enjoy what we do. You'll often notice certain shape languages or patterns you tend to repeat, and these reoccurring themes is probably what you'd call your art style. Sometimes we do have art styles, but maybe we just don't like how it looks. So by recognizing how we draw first, we can then begin to fully realize what things we want to change.
Maybe you tend to draw your eyes round and friendly, but want to change your art style into a fierce and pointed looking one. Or maybe you want to portray strong emotions in your art style, but you lack the skills to do so, which leads us to our next tip. If you've made it to this part of the video, you're a real one. Last video, we confused so many people by asking everyone to comment blob, and I intend to do the same with this video too. So everyone comment blobberina. Why? Because why not? And also it'll tell me that you've watched till this part. And if you're enjoying the video so far, maybe leave a like or maybe even subscribe. I do a lot of helpful bits and all that helps me a lot, so yeah. If I'm to be honest, my art style has been built on the accumulation of skill, and to this day, I'm still working on improving my art. Think of it like trying to craft in Minecraft. Stay with me here, I promise this analogy works. If you don't have the right blocks, you can't craft the thing you want, so you have to go out of your way to find it. If you don't have the certain skill level for the art style you dream to have, you can't craft it. Nada, you can't do that. If you realize there's an area you need to improve on, or maybe a lot of areas to improve on, try pick one of them and work on it. Maybe you're not really great with hair, so maybe try observe other artists that you like and do art studies. Try to replicate their work. Try to trace. I feel like I need to preface this again. No, tracing is not wrong, guys. Just don't be a prick and post it without creds. You'd be uncool for that. Just saying. These practices will not only build your visual library, but also put yourself in the shoes of the artist you're trying to replicate. Honestly, I think you shouldn't rush or desperately try to find an art style, because believe me, it definitely hinders your growth more than anything. Just work on improving your art, and your art style will show itself eventually. And don't worry, we're in this art journey together. If you guys need moral support, I am here for you, chat. And in fact, I am in your walls. This is my personal wisdom for you guys. Maybe call this tip number 5, maybe. All I just have to say for you guys is just embrace the chaos. I personally think it's okay if you have an inconsistent art style. It just means you're trying to find something comfortable. It didn't take me just one art piece to find an art style I actually liked. I had to experiment a lot. Like, look at this mess. It's absolutely horrendous, absolutely disgusting. Anyways, I think embracing the absolute chaos is just part of the process. And just try to focus on aspects that feel natural for you. For me, I just really hated line art. I just hated the way I had to just color within the line art. It just felt restricting for me. So instead of that, I used the lasso tool to paint over everything. And it's made my art process so much more enjoyable and probably better. So yeah, do things you love, have fun, and yeah, enjoy drawing. Don't let an art style frustrate you too much, because I know it did back for me. Just draw.